What's up, everybody, on a beautiful sunny day here in Michigan? It's June 11th. It's about time. We're getting that sun, that warm weather. We just got through this cold front. I don't know what you had on the east side. I'm over on the west side. It was chilly the last couple of days. And based on the Tigers games I was watching, it was chilly over there too. But it's nice to see the sun out in full effect. I haven't even noticed that there's wildfires. So anyways, I know they really are raging, though, and that is sad. But, hey, let's talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about a superstar the Detroit Lions signed that I don't think anybody really realized about it. We glossed over it on this channel. There were so many other things that were going on. There were so many other things that were going on when we signed this guy that, like, we talked about it for a second, but what we knew is we were getting a number 2 corner that was coming over. And I don't think we realized that he's actually a number 1 corner. We're going to explain that in this video, explain why it was such a value get, both from a contract point of view, but also from a playing level point of view. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I want to ask you a question. All right. Favorite summer hobby? All right. I said I'm on the west side. What is your favorite thing to do with your family? All right, maybe, and if it's like I don't have a family, then what is your favorite thing to do in the summer? Just hit me with it. I would love to know in the comments. Maybe some of you will say the same thing, and then you'll end up seeing each other at that thing, and you just didn't even know it. All right, kind of cool. All right, with that being said, all right, PFF came out with its cornerback rankings. This is very interesting, and it was ahead of the 2025 NFL season. We know this. What I was shocked by was some of it. So the first 5 completely make sense. You've got Sauce Gardner at number 1. That, to me, makes a ton of sense. Like a ton of sense. All right? I'll move up here so you can see it better. All right, Sauce Gardner makes a ton of sense at number 1. Number 2, you have Pat Surtain. All right? And, yeah, I call him Surtain because that's what he wants to be called, right? Because it's certain that you are going to get locked down in coverage. Number 3 makes sense. Trent McDuffie with the Chiefs. They are just a cornerback powerhouse over there. They just keep producing number 1 corners. Maybe it has something to do with the scheme. Just maybe. Just saying. All right. Number 4 is Jalen Johnson of the Chicago Bears. And number 5 is Derek Stingley of the Houston Texans. Now, that top 5, I think anybody could do. You don't need PFF metrics in order to say who the top 5 corners in this league are. And I'll show you the next 5, and you'll say, you'll probably not say, no, I wouldn't put any of those above those guys. The reason I'm making that comparison is because some people like PFF, some people don't. They, a couple years ago, came out with an advanced coverage grade, PFF advanced coverage grade, which factored in separation much higher than other metrics. So in other words, how sticky is the coverage? And we've all seen it. We see corners that have high PFF grades because maybe they get their hands on a lot of balls, but they're all over the place. They're all over the place. I'm trying to decide what was the name of the cornerback for the Cowboys. Just 2 years ago, had like 8 picks, but was absolutely terrible. Like, he wasn't that good. He had a nose for the football, and he created a ton of turnovers, which is fantastic, but he would lose people in coverage all the time. All the time. So this factors in sticky coverage, which players are consistently sticking to their man. Where this gets interesting is number 6. It's DJ Reed. Our DJ Reed of the Detroit Lions. All right, in case you're wondering, I'll zoom in on it there for you. All right, our DJ Reed of the Detroit Lions. I'm all over this thing, right? I'm loving this. All right, he said Reed has yet to become a household name at the position despite excellent play for several seasons. His PFF advanced coverage grade over the past 2 years ranks 5th, while his 89.3 standard PFF coverage grade ranks 12th. Okay, this is a guy, no matter how you slice it, is really good. So why were we able to get him, as you can see right here? Why were we able to get this guy for 3 years, $48 million with $31 million of it guaranteed? When we lose a guy in Carlton Davis who signed a 3-year, $54 million contract, $2 million more a year, and $3.5 million more guaranteed. Why? Because he was a number 2. He was number 2. So what he was constantly covering were players opposite of Sauce Gardner. Now, he played one side of the field. So you can't even give me this whole, Sauce followed their best receiver, so he's always lined up against the number 2 receiver. It's not true. They wanted to put the number 1 receiver over on his side. He played against the number 1 wide receiver. That's the way it went. Now, here's the question for you. Where is Carlton Davis? All right, I told you you're not going to disagree. Marlon Humphrey is 7. Christian Benford of the Bills is 8. Jair Alexander was 9. Denzel Ward 10. None of these guys I'd put in the top 5. All right. Also, in case you're wondering, Carlton Davis is not in the top 5 stead. Cooper DeJean is not a safety. All right. I just want to make that clear. Tell me if you've heard that song. Tell me if you've heard that. All right. Devon Witherspoon of the Seattle Seahawks. That's who the Lions wanted to draft when they ended up trading back and ended up getting Jahmyr Gibbs. Christian Gonzalez, 13. Jalen Ramsey, 14. I can't disagree with any of these. Travarius Ward dropped down to 15 because he's with the Colts. He's not at the cornerback factory known as the Chiefs anymore. Quinyon Mitchell, the only corner drafted before the Lions got a corner. All right. In the draft, Jamel Dean of the Tampa Bay Bucks. And there you find Carlton Davis III, who is going to New England, who will actually have a pretty good secondary with him and Christian Gonzalez. All right. It might allow him to be a number 2 safety, or number 2 corner like he should be. So you get a guy that is a superstar by all metrics, that is a superstar based on the stats that he gave up, that is high in all of these different things. All right? But you get him at a cheap price. Did the Lions get a superstar? Did they get one without even knowing it? My argument is they just may have. And now you look at our team as a whole, and you have to be excited because you need multiple good corners. You know the safeties are set. You know the linebackers are set. The question you have to ask yourself is, are we set at cornerbacks? All right, when I go through the corners list, I look at guys that I'd feel confident being out there, right? Robertson, absolutely. DJ Reed, absolutely. Terrion Arnold, yes. In Ennis Rakestraw, based on what we're hearing, yes. That's 4. You need 4 or 5. Rock Ya-Sin has been effective enough. Khalil Dorsey being back as the 5th or 6th corner. You can't get away with just having 3 good corners in this league. Most teams only have 1 or 2. The Lions are making an argument that they have 4. If it works out for Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, you know what Amik Robertson and DJ Reed bring. They are good, solid players. And DJ Reed, another thing that is fantastic about him, the best ability is availability. And he has been available a large portion of his career. He just has. Here are his snap counts throughout his career. Once he got to the point where people realized, okay, we understand he's a 5th-round pick, but he's really, really good. It was his last year in Seattle. He had 1,000 snaps, 1,100 snaps, 1,000 snaps, 900 snaps over those 4 seasons. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And then you sign him for what is, when markets are going crazy, you sign him at a discount price. Can't be upset about it. All right. Thank you for watching. If you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button, please. We'd love to have more subscribers. Be part of the community and what we're doing here at Sports Talk Detroit. See you on the next one.